Well, we only have a few minutes before the time that we allotted to end this, and so we want to give time for each of you to give us a 2-minute closing as to why you should be the candidate that is selected for the position, and included in that is, if you do not win the seat you are seeking, will you continue to serve in other capacities within the city? So why should citizens vote for you, and if not elected, do you plan to continue to serve in other capacities? And so, Brandon, let's begin with you. This is the closing. Make your closing comments. Let's give them 2.5 minutes. Make your closing comments, and the other half is to say, if you do not win, do you plan to continue to serve in another capacity?
All right. First off, I'm going first. If I don't win, I'm absolutely going to continue my service. But my service is going to take a different form. I've been sitting on a business idea for a really long time, so I'm really looking forward to taking that on as the next challenge to becoming a business owner and going that route. I first ran for city council 2 years ago because there was a particular persuasion of people not represented on council. And that's just not true of council, but most leadership positions. Folks who build stuff, move stuff, make stuff, regular working blue-collar folks. This is a blue-collar town. I'm proud to be a blue-collar worker. And we don't often have a seat at the table, but we're the ones who are most affected by the things that government does or that government fails to do. I ran. I'm very blessed that the voters gave me an opportunity to serve, and I believe I've done so in the very best way possible. I'm looking forward to continuing that service for another 2 years because we have further to go. We should elect someone who is not simply talking about roads, because the worst roads are TxDOT roads. We should elect someone who actually has a vision for the future. What does that future look like? That future looks like making us water solid going forward into the future. We need to increase treatment capacity of water on both plants, both Ray Roberts and Louisville. We need bigger pipes to serve our western communities so we can make sure that the folks even outside of the city are ratepayers. Because when you have more water ratepayers, what does that do to those of us who are in the city? That makes our water rates go down, which is what we all want. We need someone who is focused on affordable housing. I'm very proud of the fact that I represent the entire city of Denton. And what that means is that if we have an opportunity to get affordable housing in the city that is going to meet people who are making 80% of the area median income, 50% of the area median income, or even 30% of the area median income, I'm going to support that housing. Because there are a whole lot of people in the city who are like me, working paycheck to paycheck. And my first and primary obligation is to make sure I take care of the most vulnerable people first. I will do that. I will absolutely support affordable housing. Call that an attack on me, I'm okay. I'm fine with that. Affordable housing is a priority for me. We need to elect someone who already has relationships with members of our state house and our federal delegation. Denton has had a reputation in the past where we've not necessarily always played well with others. It is going to be crucial for us to focus on improving our relationship so we can make sure that in this next legislative session, that going forward in the future federal budgets, that Denton gets dollars. The best dollars to spend are state dollars and federal government dollars. We want to make sure we keep taxes in Denton low so we can do all the other things that people need in terms of amenities that we all expect. And most notably, we have to elect some of the big ideas.
Thank you.
Like again, Grand Jester D Place 5. Thanks very much.
Thank you. Erica, why should the citizens vote for you? And if you do not win the seat, are you willing to continue to serve in other capacities?
Well, first of all, I just want to thank you all for coming here tonight. Again, thank you for listening to us. We all have, family and friends and things that I'm sure we'd rather be spending our Saturday nights on. So thank you all for being here. I think that you should vote for me because, I am the everyday Dentonite. I'm a single mom, 4 boys. I have fought to stay here and not get priced out of Denton. One of my proudest accomplishments was being able to break the rental cycle and buy a home here in Denton on my own as a single mom. I look around and I am worried about Denton. I don't think everything is okay. And I don't think, it's a wonderful city. We're full of, culture and music and art, and that's why we all love it. But we've got a lot of unique issues going on that are unique to Denton compared to all the other North Texas cities. You can count on me to be honest, to be transparent, If I can't do something for you, I'm not gonna do it. My opponent is a great public speaker, and he's really great at getting out there and shaking hands and meeting people. What he's not good at is the follow through and keeping on his word and being transparent. I will be. If I can't do something for you, I'm gonna tell you I can't. But I'm gonna listen to you, and we'll try to find that common ground of what we can do. I think that, we've really got to get back to the basics of what Denton needs. We have aging infrastructure and water and gas lines that are 30 years past their expiration date. So if they had an 80-year lifespan, we're way past that. These are issues that are going ignored, and these are things that we have got to start addressing. We're spending a lot of time on state, national, and federal issues. We're voting on things to placate to special interests that are bringing us under litigation from the state, which we're going to pick up the tab on by the taxpayers. So, again, we've talked about how many families are struggling in Denton. We've talked about our increasing homeless population. We have so many things that we need to be spending these tax dollars on right now today, instead of inviting additional issues that aren't ours to decide and aren't ours to determine. So again, my name is Erica Garland. I've lived here for 14 years. I'm going to stay here, and I'm asking for your vote, please 5. Thank you.
Since your response, I was gonna say, since your response included a comment against the person with whom you run against, we will allow for a 30-second response to that. But finish what you were saying.
Oh, I was just gonna say, and yes, one of my favorite things that's happened throughout this campaign is I've met so many wonderful people, and absolutely serving in other capacities is absolutely something I'm committed to. So thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry.
30 seconds.
Thank you for that. All right, let me finish that answer. It's going to be crucial for us to elect someone who actually has ideas about how to take this city forward. As I said, it's tired to talk about making sure we get back to the core issues of council. The city does that. Anyone who's ever paid attention to council knows that we do that. 1,800 men and women of the city of Denton do an amazing job taking care of us. Council, we're not going out digging a hole to fix a road. That's not what we do. We set policy. I can understand how people don't understand because it's hard to do your homework. These are hard decisions. We must make sure we elect someone who has vision for the future. Thank you very much.
Gio? For what reason should the citizens vote you into this position? And if you do not win the seat, will you serve in other capacities?
Thank you. First, I want to thank the Southeast Neighborhood Association for hosting this. Thank you for being people that care about your community and want to make educated decisions. What I would say is we are experiencing unprecedented growth. We're experiencing a lot of staff turnover. For example, our police chief in the last few years turnover. We're also experiencing a crisis with affordable housing. We have a lot of complicated issues before us. And what I will tell you is I think that I am uniquely qualified in my experience, in my work, in my service that has included Denton's arts, Denton's universities, Denton's businesses, and Denton's personality. What I'm trying to say is I have a broad background of what makes Denton Denton. I want to serve, I'm willing to serve, and the people that know me know I have the temperament as well as the intellect and the heart to put the citizens of Denton first before any of my own interests. And I'm running because I care. As far as continuing to serve, I'll continue on the Texas Women's University's Board of Regents, and I'll continue on other groups that I'm still a part of because that's what I do, it's what I enjoy doing, and thank you for your consideration.
Lilyan?
I got one question.
Yes, so for what reason should the citizens? Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, y'all can applause. No applause for everybody at the end. So for what reason should you be elected, and if not elected in that position, will you serve in other capacities?
Yes, can I ask a
question really quick. How many of you guys live in Southeast Denton? Can y'all look back? Because there's 2 people here that live in Southeast Denton that showed up to this forum. And I think that that's really important. I think I'm asking for your vote because, like I said, I want to make sure that our council is representative of the entire community that we are here in Denton. It's 160,000 people. It's 100 square miles. We have lots of people here that are not represented and for whatever reason feel that they don't even need to come to a forum because their vote doesn't matter. Their voice doesn't matter. And so we need to make sure that we have council members that are going to go out there and try to form these relationships, meaningful relationships, and they're going to know that people are going to advocate for them and for their best needs, and they're going to listen to them. I can sit here and I can tell you, yes, affordability, yes, water conservation, yes, economic development. I want to make sure that we're doing infill development. We want to bring in smart business. We want to do growth. We want to update the codes. We don't need to have, parking be the one reason that somebody doesn't want to build a building or apartments or, businesses, all of those different things. Safety is a priority. I know what Southeast Denton is going through. I've been talking to people. I want to keep learning. I know that we have neighbors right now that are next to Claire's Kitchen, and Claire's Kitchen fought to stay open. They should be able to be open, but the people that live there too need to make sure that they're safe. We need to make sure that we're listening to this community and the actual needs that they need. Will I continue to serve? Absolutely. I've been doing this for a long time. Like I've been with LULAC. Every time that somebody calls and it says, hey, this community doesn't have water in the city limits that's been annexed, they don't have water, they don't have parking, they don't have trash pickup, they don't have anything, absolutely. What do I need to do? For a year, advocated for them, raised more than $45,000 for them. Was at every city council meeting that I could attend, advocating for them, translating for them, empowering them. That is what we need to do as a city council member. Not somebody that's going to sit here and says, I've done so many things and I have so much of this. That's not what I'm interested in. Have I been preparing for this? Absolutely. But do I want to make sure that we are empowering and that we are listening to our community even more so? We want to make sure that we're bringing these needs to the forefront so that we all can move together, so we all can thrive together, not just certain parts and certain people with certain degrees and certain money and certain connections. That is what I'm here to do. I'm going to continue that whether I do it on city council or I keep doing it outside of it. I currently serve on the Community Service Advisory Council. I'm also part of the Police Training Advisory Board. I'm also part of LULAC. I'll continue to do whatever I'm being asked to do. And that is the guarantee. You will always know where I stand. Thank you.
For what reason we should re-elect you as mayor, and will you continue to serve if you are not elected in that position?
Thank you very much. So thank you everyone for being here and trying to power through this. But I want to take you on a guided tour of what you heard. So if there's any issues about me, it's I'm consistent, and that can be uncomfortable for people. So the question earlier today was, do you trust the city manager? The answer was yes. Think about this for yourself, recall. Then the question was community benefit agreements. Do you support those? Staff recommendation in the backup says no, don't do it. They said yes, staff is the experts. I'm going to follow staff recommendation. And then they all stood up and said, I support the community benefit agreement. Conflict point. I'm the mayor, I represent everybody, got to advocate for staff, staff is the expert. That's inconsistent. Think about it for yourself. Then you have someone that says, I don't take developer money, but then you get if you're a Democrat voter, you got a mailer that said both of them work together and the other one does take developer money. So you got inconsistency. You can't say I don't take developer money and then partner with somebody that takes developer money and spend it and say I didn't take it. So I have to point these things out. That's what I'm called to do. Pay attention to details, run the meeting. I am the chief executive of the city of Denton. I take that responsibility seriously. There's one person that gets a pass from me, my mom. Everybody else, I'm scrutinizing everything you say. That's just how it works. If I yell at my dad, I'll yell at anybody. It's just, I'm passionate about this. That's my job. It's not personal. It's not me doing what I want to do. It's me representing in an official capacity, and I take that responsibility very seriously. The city of Denton is a $1.9 billion city, and so lawsuits can get out of control in a hurry. You have to pay attention, and that's what I'm passionate about. I'm asking for your vote to maintain that consistency. We're going to work on taxes, streets, and public safety. When you go to the ballot on Monday, there's 3 races. I never recommend this, but this year it just works out. Vote the first name that you see in each of those races, and let's get it done. Thank you.
this concludes our candidate forum. I want to give appreciation again to Nate Johnson for organizing today's forum. I want to give appreciation to Dr. Later for setting up the technical aspects of it and broadcasting it live. Thank you to the candidates who responded and attended and responded to the questions, so thank you for being here. And thank you to each of you for being present. Thank you for the questions that you submitted, and thank you for the grace that you submitted to me in this capacity. Again, I'm Cassandra Berry. Thank you for your participation. Early voting begins on Monday. If you don't show up, then shut up. Oh, we're not supposed to say shut up anymore. If you don't show up, then it's on you. So be an active part in our concern for our community by casting your vote.